All right, we're good to go.
Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. I even went to bed early after leaving early. Okay, this is the mayor-manager meeting on July the 20th, and the time is 8:33 a.m. And the folks in the room are, and we're on a Teams meeting. Linda Olson, Jade Truscott-Reed, Shawn Lewis, Stephanie Carlisle, Tamara Niles, and Tim Dodd. And Nathaniel Sierra would not be joining us this morning. He had a work trip. All right.
All right, Mayor, we'll start with the June 26th meeting. We have several study session items, the financial report for July, B-City USA member, staff presenting, the pavement rating analysis results, the 2022 CIP review, updating and request for feedback on US 285 and South Broadway interchange design. And it looks like we've assigned times to all of those.
We did. I was just telling Nathaniel last night after the meeting that I was going to try and find more ways to put more things in here since I'll be gone. No.
Well, just let us know and we'll pile it up.
I think it looks like a fairly, yeah, it looks like a good meeting with lots of great things, but not a lot of time. So I think they should be done in 2.5 hours. Yeah.
So. All right, well, we'll go to August 2nd, the Budget Advisory Committee's annual report to the council will come to this meeting. And that's a 15-minute presentation. How long do you think for discussion?
I mean, I know a few things that they might be bringing up. Do you think 15 minutes?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, say 15 minutes.
Yeah, I only know one thing from their recommendations as well.
Right. Yeah, we haven't often interacted a lot with them anyway. I mean, we listen and ask a few questions, and usually that's been it. So I don't know if that would change with Member Ward now being on council or not, but I'd say 15 minutes.
Okay. And then we have a public hearing on city center rezoning, and that is estimated at 20 minutes. I don't think we got too much information at the public hearing from planning and zoning, so.
Okay. Were there people at it?
I don't know for sure. Stephanie, do you know? I just heard it wasn't a lot.
The people, how many people would show up for it?
How many?
For the P&Z.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I wasn't paying attention to it, so I wonder, do you think, well, yeah. So the presentation's about a 20-minute presentation?
That's our understanding, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And then we also have a public hearing on the amendment to the zoning map related to the item above. And then we do not have a time frame on that, but they're really one and the same. So I wouldn't expect people speaking twice or anything, but. And then an IGA with City Center, an IGA with the City and County of Denver for Zuni Street pavement maintenance. And see some notes there. This one is one that we've talked about in in study session. Mayor, is it okay to put that on consent?
Well, I would hope so. I mean, yeah, let's put it on consent. We had a conversation about it already.
Okay. And then approval of modifications to the strategic plan. I think we had already said yes to consent on that one.
We did as a group.
A quarterly report as well as staff recommended changes. Hopefully everybody will give those a good look.
I reached out to community development and they said they did not anticipate a lot for either of the public hearings.
Okay, thank you. And then we have consideration of a contract with Regal Facility Management for janitorial services. This does exceed the 100,000. This actually is an important step in our budget process as we
Yeah.
are moving towards more contracted services in that particular office.
Yeah, let's put it on regular because of that.
Okay. And then we have consideration to add responsibilities to keep Inglewood beautiful regarding sustainability. And I don't believe they had quorum to get their name changed or a firm recommendation to council, but I think they scheduled a meeting for maybe this week, rescheduled,
Okay.
but they didn't have quorum last week.
That's
Yes,
that's
Shawn, they're meeting tomorrow, so I'll be.
Okay,
Sorry,
so it
they're
sounds
meeting
like
tomorrow.
great. Yeah, so it sounds like they're meeting tomorrow and they'll hopefully have a recommendation by this meeting.
and let's put that on regular because that's a big move, and hopefully we can kind of celebrate it. It's a good move.
Okay. All right, and moving on to August 9th, I've got a draft proposed 2022 budget discussion. And as you know, wrapping up our internal budget hearings today, we've got, let's see, well, I guess this is far enough in advance. We don't have to assign the times. Is that okay with you, Mayor?
Yeah, it's fine.
We've got leadership team. Well, yes, you know that. The next item is the sale of Metro Fire Training Center to South Metro. So as you recall, you did give us some direction on this in executive session, and we are coming back to you with a recommendation there.
Wondering when that was gonna come. That's great.
Yeah. And then Bird Scooter Rental Pilot Program. It's deploying, this is a company that wants to deploy scooters. And so that's being presented by Public Works. Huh, okay.
Mike Butler. Is that Bird?
Yes, it sounds like that's the contractor.
Okay.
Yes, that'll be the presenter for that evening.
Is this going to have a conversation about more than one then, or like we're just going to limit it to Bird?
I don't know. I'll get a little more information on that.
Yeah, because we don't have a policy at all, right? So I mean, we don't really have an agreement yet with anybody.
Right. So we'll get a little more information for you on that.
I'm sure the major questions will be why Bird, why not Lyft, why not
Mhm.
Lime? Is it Lime? Yeah.
Looks like they're wanting a 9 to 12 month trial period. I don't know if that changes things, but that's what.
Yeah, I think ETAC has seen a presentation on this, but we'll
Okay.
get more information for next mayor manager. By the way, Mayor, while I'm thinking about it, I guess you won't be at the next mayor manager.
No, I won't. So, but that'll be the one that determines the August 2nd stuff. So maybe we already did that, so we're fine, right?
Okay. Uh-huh.
And if you want to move on to get August 9th minutes up, that's fine too.
Okay.
If Nathaniel wants to.
Yes. We also have the Oxford Avenue pedestrian bridge, and that's a design discussion mostly. And modifying amendments to 2018 International Fire Code. This is a continuation of our repeal of the emergency ordinance and dealing with the outdoor heating elements as well as and expanded outdoor seating. Anything on that, Tamara?
No, I don't have anything. I think it's going to be pretty short, and it may only be a permit for the outdoor heating. I have a meeting scheduled, trying to get a meeting scheduled with Maria DeAndrea and Wade Burkholder and Fire Marshal Mike Smith to discuss that in more detail so I can finish up the presentation.
Great. All right. Any questions on that meeting?
No?
Moving on to August 16th, we have the off-leash dogs discussion.
Why did people think we were doing it last night? I got so many emails. It's just the misinformation. It must be on Nextdoor.
Oh, interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, I had someone email me right before. What time are you talking about off-leash dogs tonight? At the last minute. Yeah, I couldn't even respond. I saw it when I was, that we're not.
Right. The next item is the draft 2022 budget discussion, part 2. I'm not totally sure we'll need that, but we're putting a placeholder there. A public hearing for Inglewood Station PUD. And this is a new PUD application for 1070 West Hampton. So this is the one that Councilmember Anderson brought up some information about. I do want to let you know, Mayor, we are going to do just a request for legal assistance to make sure that we aren't getting information right now doesn't run afoul of anything with the quasi judicial process on this PUD. So
Yeah, thank you. I was a little concerned.
I
Okay.
was able to talk to Brad by text after the meeting and just ask him to get that into legal. So
Okay, good. And inform us all over the place because we're going to start to get people asking us. I had something yesterday from someone and I didn't respond yet.
Great. Next, we've got the amendments to the 2019 City of Inglewood Council policies regarding electronic participation. More repeal of emergency ordinance, I believe, right, Tamara?
Right.
And then award of contract for the US 285 congestion mitigation study. B City USA framework agreement with LNR for City Center. Adoption of the EDDA downtown plan. Change order approval for Martin and Wood Water Consultants purchase order. CB Council Bill amendment to the official zoning map for, I believe this is, yes, still for City Center. And then the City Center rezoning to MUB2 and executive session for my annual review.
This is a lot in one night, especially with off-leash dogs. Is it possible to do the off-leash dogs at our full study session? Or is that too late?
We actually talked about that. And Jade, I think you were going to check with Christina and let her know we're talking about the 23rd of this, I think, right?
We have a public hearing that night. I think what happens is people think that we're going to decide something when it's put on a night with a regular. This is such a big issue. I think it's going to take an hour.
Yeah.
And then we have a public hearing that night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's wise.
And then an executive session. Yeah, if there's any way we can either move it up to August 9th or move it back to August 23rd. I'm just looking at them, sorry. I'm looking at my own screen now. I don't know. It just seems like that's a lot on that regular meeting with a public hearing. I don't know if I think the public hearing for that particular site is going to have a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
They're a very engaged neighborhood.
Well, we'll do our best to move that one to August 23rd on the off leash. Do you think that resolves most of the problem?
Yeah, I would think so. I don't quite know what's on the 23rd.
Sorry, and I realized I was just talking to myself like through the last 2 minutes, so I apologize about that. No, but with the 23rd, I think that might be the best bet because we have the single placeholder and the other items seem to be a little bit smaller. So if that's your preference, I can definitely work to see if we can move it to the 23rd. If not, we'll definitely move it to the 9th.
Yeah, okay. Great.
We could also move the council policies to another meeting, and there's nothing terribly pressing about that one.
Yeah, that one's not hard though. I mean, that will be really quick. I'm more concerned about big items. Having a public
I'm quoting you on that.
What?
Mayor.
The policy.
that electronic meetings is going to be quick. I'm making a note. Actually,
Well,
you all did discuss that in studies.
we did, and I think everybody, I mean, I think they're just glad that we rescinded the emergency orders. So now we're moving on to the real world and whether we can actually do things in the 21st century when it's needed.
All right, well, on the 23rd, we do have the update that council, or that you, Mayor, requested for 911 call diversion and the progress as follow-up from the police reform work, an update on that. We also have moved now, I think, probably the dog park discussion off leash, rather. And we've got the July monthly financial report, discussion of public consumption areas that were previously authorized under emergency order. Draft proposed 2022 budget discussion. And yes, as you can see, that's if needed. And then discontinuation of emergency alert sirens. We are having a lot of expense and maintenance on those and want to get some council direction.
Mm.
Most cities in their region have discontinued those. And then, any questions on that, Mayor?
No.
September 7th, we have first reading on the Inglewood Station PUD, Tri-Cities Homelessness Plan of Action, dissolution of Alliance for Commerce and Inglewood Board, and first reading of the Downtown Development Plan.
Okay, wow. The Tri-Cities, the plan of action we can't get to till September, huh?
Yeah, I know we moved it back per the discussion yesterday to make sure that the cities could confer. Tim had it sooner, but we moved it back after our executive committee meeting met.
And this item was also scheduled for the 30th of August, which is not a meeting date. So I went ahead and pushed it back to the 7th, but I'm happy to move it up to the previous regular meeting if that gives you guys enough time still. So the 16th is when we would move it back to.
So
Go ahead, Tim.
yeah, so it goes to Sheridan for its study session on July 26th, so next week. So I wanted to just make sure that there would be enough time for the three cities to coordinate. And then obviously would also need to get on the agendas for the city councils in Sheridan and Littleton. So I think maybe the 16th could work. I just was worried about that because it would have to be in iCompass basically a week and a half after Sheridan met, and I'm not sure that would be enough time.
Yeah, well, I think you're right. I think the 7th probably is better. It might, if there's a lot of input, it might need to come back to a study session, huh? Or I guess we just do that when we talk about it at the regular meeting. Yeah. No, I think you're probably being very wise and putting it on the 7th. It just seems like it's so far away, but it's not. It's going to come fast. I think that makes sense. Let's leave it where it is.
Okay. I just had a couple of council requests from last night. One was actually after the meeting, and that was from Othaniel, and he asked for information with regard to the bond sale, and I should have included that in my city manager report in terms of the bond closing for stormwater funding. So we had a really good closing for that. So he asked about interest rate and how it went. So we'll do that. Unfortunately, I did not pick up the other one during the meeting. I was, and I think it was Councilmember Anderson's with regard to the Hamden 1070 Hamden development. But I'll reach out to him for clarification unless someone else got that.
I didn't think there was a council request with it, was there? I thought he was just informing us that he'd gone. I
Oh,
might-
okay. I thought he was asking for document, some drawings to be shared with council.
Oh, yes, that's what it was. If there were any new drawings that we all could see them, because I think he saw them, right? And so he wanted us to all see.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's what it was. You can call him for clarity, but yeah, I think that's what it was.
And then did anybody else have any? Tamara or Tim, Stephanie?
No.
I don't think so. It was
No,
Okay. And I did have one that came in during the week from, well, actually it was yesterday, from Councilmember Russell about the most recent water report. So we'll work to get that into a council request. But I think that's all we've got.
Yeah, in light of the vaccination stuff, is there any kind of an update there that we have that could be useful or information we need to get out? You mentioned door hangers last night. I didn't realize you guys, I'm really glad you've got that took that idea and ran with it.
Yeah, well, the door hangers have already gone out, and Tim, maybe you can talk about that and any updates on that topic. Tim has been really leading the charge on the vaccination clinic, et cetera. But it looks like there he is.
Hey, sorry, Shawn, I missed the question about the clinic.
She was just asking about vaccination efforts. Any updates there?
No, so we've seen a slight uptick in the last couple of weeks after we did 4,000 door hangers. But there hasn't been, other than the call we had last week, Mayor, and talking about doing it in conjunction with events, there hasn't been any movement.
Okay.
I will mention there has been one movement that Tim may not be aware of, that I've been working with community development, the economic development staff, to put together an incentive program per the council vote the other day. Well,
Yeah.
not vote, but the direction we got during study session. So
Yeah, that would be great. And I'm trying to get Wendy again to try and see if there's, Tim, have you talked with the schools at all?
I have not, and Shawn, I'm not sure if it came up when you met with
yeah, I met with
superintendent.
Wendy yesterday, but what about?
About what we could do to support some sort of a vaccination related to parents and reaching harder populations that they might have more access with.
You know what? I think I did brief her on our plans for that. And we did talk about ways to share information more generally. So yeah, I'll reach out to her and say, well, maybe after we're going to share each other's election information, promoting each other's elections. So I'll talk to her about doing the same for vaccinations.
Well, yeah, actually with Tri-County, when Tim and I were on the phone with them, they had not yet reached out to Englewood, but they're trying to work through schools to set up possible sites like back to school vaccination sites. And they had not yet reached out to her, and I'd said that I would. If you want to do that, that's fine. I just think that the schools are going to be one of the ways we can reach people that we maybe haven't.
Okay. Well, I'll work with Tim on that. So he has the detail. To reach out to her.
Well, Daniel and I are still willing to do stuff if there's anything that needs to be done. And I offered that to Tri-County. I don't think they're not organized enough yet. They had people out. They just beginning to rethink some things, I guess. So I just feel like there's no sense of urgency. It irritates me, but
I suspect that's about to change. I mean, just with the Delta variant spreading.
You know why? And it's sad. It's very sad. Yeah, I would love to see us get to at least 80%, if not higher, in Englewood, so that we can all remain open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Enough on that. I think that's it. We all done?
I think we are.
Okay, the time is 8:57 and this meeting is adjourned. Have a great week, everybody.
You too. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.